Hello there, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me. In today's video, I'm going to share with you a review and the first impressions of the Loewe Squeeze bag in the small size. And I'm going to share with you what is in my bag because I have been using the Loewe Squeeze bag in the small size since I brought this bag home from Paris. I've had this bag now for approximately 3 to 4 weeks and I have surprised myself with how much I have been using this bag. I have been using this bag on repeat on the days when I don't need to bring the Neverfull to work with absolutely everything in the kitchen sink in it. This is the bag that I have been taking on the days when I've had meetings to go to. I've used this bag on the weekend. I took this bag Saturday and Sunday of the weekend past, and that's different for me. Normally, because I have such a collection of bags, I'm swapping in and out of them and I'm coming up for an outfit and deciding what goes. Since this came home, I have just been wearing this bag regardless what I have been wearing. I will try this on and share it with you in the outfit that I'm wearing today, although I did have a burgundy coloured coat over this and then the bag was over that, but I will share that with you. I will show you how to change the size of the chain, how to make it shorter, how to make it longer, all of that good stuff. But before we do that, let me share with you what is in my bag. So this is a work day. This stuff is in my bag for a work day, but I was not in my office today. I was going to meetings, and full disclosure, I did have a leather pouch with me which had my laptop in it and my tablet in it. For anybody that's considering this bag, I will show you how the larger size iPad fits in here. I have taken the iPad in this bag and I also had one of my children's tablets in this bag as well. So I will show you that so as you can see how it would fit and how it would work. But this is what I had in it today. You can see that it all fits in the bag without it poking up over the side. I will say though that it does mean, because I have so much in it, the little tab, the little magnet tab didn't fit to close this bag, but because it's close to my body, it didn't actually bother me because of the amount of stuff that I've had in it, that this wasn't actually reaching the other side. But that is something to be aware of if you're buying this in the smaller size. The way this bag closes, the magnet is on the bottom of this, and the very nature of the bag and the design is this is shorter than this is. Now it does have a little tab that reaches across, and if you don't have the bag as packed full as I have, and I will show you everything that's in here, this closes easily. But I do want to be thorough on this review, so if you're going to have as much stuff in your bag as I do, it actually doesn't close over. Although because it's tight to your body and into your body, it didn't bother me, but I do want to just share that. So the first thing that I have in here is my diary. This is actually my 2025 diary. You can see my initials AR down here. I had this with me because I knew that I was going to have a break between meetings and I wanted to do some planning in that time, so I took this. I didn't bring this with me, but I also use this as well. So when the bag is empty, I will show you the Agenda GM from Louis Vuitton fit in here. It does obviously take up much more of the room and it does mean there's less space for other things. So today I took my slimmer diary with me, which fit in no problem, and I left this at home. As well as my diary, I do have a book in here. I generally carry a book. I know that I could have a Kindle and I could save myself a whole lot of space and a whole lot of pain on my shoulder whenever the bag gets heavy. But I just like old-fashioned traditional books. I just like books. So yes, there was a book as well in this whenever I was going out and about today. I also have a woolly hat. If you know me in real life, I will generally always have a woolly hat in my bag. And it's because I am Irish and I dropped it. Yes, I did. And the weather in Ireland is quite unpredictable and it can rain quite regularly and I get very, very fuzzy hair. So the whole story about why there is consistently a woolly hat in my everyday bag is because so if it rains and I don't have a coat or I don't have an umbrella, I just put my woolly hat on. So that will generally always be in my everyday bag. Now that I have taken out the book and taken out the diary, you can see how this easily closes, and it's closed with the magnet actually on the outside of the bag. You can also close it on the inside of the bag like this. It is quite strong, but I just wanted to show you when it's very full the difficulty that there can be in closing it. I also have in here with me the Toiletry 15, and I will do a comparison of the Toiletry 15 and the cosmetic pouch. Now that I have them both, which one I'm reaching for, which one I think works better, and what, if you're taking things on a daily basis, I think the differences are. So I will do that review for you. But in here I have my lip gloss, which desperately needs to be replaced. This is a Dior lip gloss and I love the colour. I have my migraine tablets. There will be hair tiles in there. There is hand cream in there. all of these things, especially the migraine tablets and the lip gloss, come with me everywhere, every day. So that, or some version of a pouch, has to fit into my bag. So that was also in there, and that's the Toiletry 15 from Louis Vuitton. I then also have my phone, which is the iPhone Pro. I think it's the 13 maybe, I'm not exactly sure. I'm not very up to date with keeping up to date with iPhone, but it's in there. It's the Pro, it's not the Max. The Max obviously would fit in here without difficulty, but just if you're looking at all of the other things that I have in here, it is the iPhone Pro. And then I also have the long Louis Vuitton coin card holder, I think it's called, from the men's collection. You can see that it's quite fat because it has some change, and it has hair ties, and it has my driving license, and it has other bits and pieces in this part. And I don't actually, I was about to say I don't have anything. I do. I can see a receipt in there, but I don't have very much in that side. You can see that mine is quite misshapen and packed full, but that's also in my bag today. Next up, we have my 4-ring key holder, and those have my keys in it. Funny enough, what else would be in a 4-ring key holder? So my keys are in there, and that is in my bag. And I also have my Louis Vuitton sunglasses in my bag. These are more so for driving at the minute because it can get a bit glary. It's not the best of weather, but they're also in my bag, and they're just, rather than being in one of the harder cases that are heavier and take up more space, I just have them in the little Louis Vuitton pouch that comes with the sunglasses. So these two also. And then finally we have my AirPods, which have little designs on them. Those come everywhere with me because generally I will be on calls or needing to do some sort of work throughout the day. So I have my Apple AirPods, and I have a charger for my tablet, because even though I didn't have the tablet or the laptop in there, I did have it with me in a leather pouch, as I said. So I do bring the charger just in case that is to die, because if those both died in the middle of a working day, I don't even want to think about that. So yeah, they come with me. There's generally a charger with me everywhere, or a charging pack. So that is what was in the bag. Let me show you that all of together. So these are all of the things that were in my bag today, and that is in the small version of the Loewe Squeeze. I did say in the unboxing video, I think I called it the mini. It's not the mini. I think the only version the mini comes in are the beaded or the sequence bags. There is of course a larger one which is going to fit even more, probably better for the tablet whenever I show you it, although you can make it work. But this is everything that was in this bag with me today, and I think that's quite a lot. So if you're looking for one of these as an everyday type bag, not everybody's going to be carrying a diary and a book. And I was able to do this throughout the day everywhere I had to go. I could feel it on my shoulder, but the handle, which I will show you when I show you the strap, definitely helps. So when that's pulling down on your shoulder, the weight of all of this going cross body, the way this bag is made, and I know there's a little bit of criticism about the donut handle, but it definitely does help when it comes to the weight and the comfort on your shoulder. So before I show you the setup of the bag and the review of the bag, just in case you're interested, this is the iPad larger one. I don't actually know what it's called. There is a smaller one, but as you can see, I have the Apple Pen with mine, and I use the Notability app, which I find very, very useful for taking notes and the things that I need it for during the day. So for me, the bigger one made more sense because I'm going to be writing on it, and it does fit in here. As I said, we were out on Sunday, I think, and we were taking the boys out for dinner, but I had to take this with me for reasons that we don't need to go into and bore everyone with, but I had this in this bag, and I also had one of my child's tablets in this bag, as well as having my phone, my keys, my lip gloss, my wallet, and my hat. No doubt my hat was in there. And it did fit, so you can see that it pokes up out over the edge. It's not ideal if you were buying this as a bag every day to carry, to have your tablet in. If it's as big as my iPad, there's probably a better version because you can see that it sticks out over the top. But when I needed to do it, and if I need to do it on occasion, it's fine. It does fit in there. The child's tablet went in down the back, and it worked for what I needed it for in the moment. If I had been buying it as an everyday bag, would I have bought it if I needed the tablet in it? Probably not at this size. I probably would have looked at the bigger one if I was going to be carrying this size of a tablet with it every day. And just in case you are a stationery freak like I am, and you love the Louis Vuitton agenda as I do, this fits in here fine. The only reason that I didn't take this today is because I also wanted to take my book, because I thought I might have some downtime and I wanted to take both, but this fits fine. So it's in it. You're not seeing this over the top. You can see it at the back because, as I say, this dips down, but it fits in there perfectly, and I would be able to get everything else that I needed to go in there. Let me just show you that quickly. So everything is back in there that we took out apart from my book. That's the only thing that's been left, and you can see that we have in it the hat. If we take that out of the way, you'll see everything else. So it has my diary in it, it has my phone, it has the Toiletry 15, my card holder, my key holder, my phone, I think I've said that, my charger, everything else is in there. The sunglasses with the agenda, and mine is in the GM size, which is the bigger, and it also has my slimline diary in it as well. So this can absolutely take either an agenda and a book, or a book and a diary. The agenda, the diary and the book was probably, let's see, actually it's absolutely fine. That is the agenda, the diary and the book. Yes, it's heavy. You can see that hanging. It's absolutely heavy. And if you look at it in this side, you can see everything. I've just put the book in the space that there was. But that's a lot of stuff in there. So that's to give you an idea of the capacity of this. And this is the small size. Certainly for me, this is going to hold everything that I need to bring. Okay, now that everything has been taken out of this, let me give you a bit of a review of this bag. As I say, since I brought this home, I have loved this bag so much more than I thought that I was going to love it. I kind of thought I was buying it as a different type of bag, a bigger crossbody, but I've actually loved just having it as an everyday bag, not swapping in and out of it and just putting it across me regardless what I'm wearing. Even with the weight of what I was carrying, this is so padded, and I know that there are some very interesting descriptors and comparisons of what this bag may resemble, but I think it's great. This actually, as well as giving some of that chat, is actually very useful for the comfort. That, if you can see me squishing that in that, you can see how padded that is. So this is leather obviously around it. It has, oh look, there's still a sticker on this one. I must get that off before Meredith is on my phone. Sticker is gone. So on the side of it, you will see it's the gold hardware obviously, and it has Loewe in each of the sides of it. The chain runs through this, and there's obviously this hole to pull the chain back and forward through. I can imagine Connor watching this part of the video, and we're just going to not even go there. So the chain slides through this very easily. So if you were worried about whenever you have this on you, if this slips around, getting it back into position, this moves very easily. The only thing I will say to you, I got it tangled. So this had somehow become tangled like this, and obviously then the chain wouldn't move, and I couldn't move this into position. I had to take it off and straighten the chain and put it back on. I don't know how that happened, but I just want to make you aware that it can. This then obviously has the chain going through it. This is leather around it, but this is padded. If you can see how much that's squishing in, it's very comfortable. So when I had this on my shoulder, even though I had the book in it, the diary in it, and all of the things in it, it actually felt fine for the weight. I'm not going to say fine, obviously you could feel it, but for the digging into your shoulder and the weight that was pulling down, this really helped. It really did give it padding, and it just meant that the part of your shoulder that was taking the strain and the weight had that for extra comfort. And I don't care what we're giggling that it resembles, Connor. It worked to keep my shoulder out of the pain zone. The leather itself is very soft. There are no feet on this, as you can see. It is a very soft leather. I think if you're putting this down on the ground or on somewhere that's very dirty, there is the potential that this is going to get marked or stained. The leather is very soft. I obviously don't have corner wear on this because it's about 4 weeks old. One would assume you wouldn't have corner wear, even though it's been used every day. I think where these corners are, and because of the nature of the leather, it does have the potential to get corner wear. I bought this though as an everyday to be used bag, so I'm kind of expecting that, but you do want to be aware of how soft this is if that is something you would be concerned about. What I do want to say though about the quality of the leather and how soft this is, I have spilt a cup of tea over this bag. Not boiling, thankfully it had milk in it and had cooled down, but I was carrying this upstairs with my laptops and all of the things to come up to my office to do work here when I came in from a meeting today. And as I carried it up the stairs, I spilt the tea over it. And I did look down and go, Amelia, This bag's pretty new and there's a cup of tea dripping from it and it's come up fine. I didn't even put anything on it. I didn't treat the leather. I just wiped it off, and I wiped it off with a dry cloth, and this side here was where the tea has spilt, and there's absolutely no staining, thankfully. There's no marks, there's been nothing left on this at all, so that is good to know, especially if you're me who likes to drop things regularly. It does have the Loewe sign down here. It's quite discreet though, so as much as we would know as handbag enthusiasts if someone was wearing this that it's a Loewe Squeeze from across the road, I'm not sure that everybody would. And yes, it does have a logo, but as per logos go, it's one of the more discreet ones, and I don't think it's very in your face. The leather does pull. This is the bit that gives Connor the giggles, but that's Connor from The Closet by Connor, in case anybody is wondering and wants a laugh, go for the crack. Anyway, this leather does pull up around this and it twists this in to give it the look. I really like this because Connor thinks it looks like a part of a body, but we're not going there on this channel. I really like it because it hugs it into your body. So if you see what I mean when I put this on, this part of it here hugs in along your body and keeps it where it sits across your body. This follows the shape, and I think it makes it very, very comfortable to wear. And I think when I'm wearing it crossbody, and I did have a long heavy winter coat on today, this worked very, very well with it, and I thought the look of how that's pulled together actually really did work. So that is how the bag comes in, and then as I have shown you, this dips down at the back and there is a magnet here, which is how you close the bag. You can see already, because I've been using this, you can see that there are almost lines in the leather from the use. As I said, everyday bag, using it every day, this is not going to bother me, but the leather is soft. So if you're buying this for an everyday bag, just be aware that you're going to get this because it is a very soft leather. There is not much going on inside this bag. There is one zip pocket here on the back. I haven't used this zip pocket. You can see when it opens up, it's a lighter colour. So if you needed something that was easy to find, say your key or a credit card, would be good in there, because when everything's in it, it is a bit of a black hole. I've just thrown everything in it. I don't have an organiser in mind because I want to keep the slouchy shape, but an organiser would certainly make it easier to find your things, because when they're all in there, you can see it is just one big open space and it is just a black hole. So, and because of the shape of the bag, it's not, and you can see that even as I'm showing it to you, it doesn't easily open up completely to let you see everything that's in there. So if you have a few things lying in there and you're looking for them in the bottom of your bag, it could be a bit of rummaging about to find it without an organiser, because this folds in on itself like this. So because that folds in, it's not easily opening up just to show you everything that's in there at an easy glance. And I did find when I had this on earlier, the AirPods were at the bottom of the bag and I was kind of rummaging a little bit to find them. It didn't bother me because there wasn't that much in the bag. It wasn't like the Neverfull. But yes, I just want to make that, if you can see how that keeps going in, that you don't get a really good look in there to see where your things are. That's just something to be aware of. The inside of the bag is just the back of the leather. So this is the suede that is the back of the leather bag, and you can see where it is just stitched down here. As I say, there's not much going on in here. It's not a fabulously intricate put together way of creating the inside of a bag. It is just the inside of the suede. One thing I will say, and I'm just going to, this is sharing my everyday life at the moment. I was going to the bakery after one meeting before going to another, and I did buy a bun and I did buy a sausage roll. If you're not familiar with the sausage roll, they're delicious, but they are calorific. When my dad was alive and had diabetes, the one thing the doctor told him to never ever eat were sausage rolls because they're very bad for you. Sausage rolls also are greasy. So I did put the bag with the bun in here. I did not put the bag with the sausage roll in here because it was coming through onto the paper and I didn't want it onto the suede, and suede being suede, it will absorb smells and it will absorb things. So I didn't want to put that into the bag. It would have fit no problem, but I didn't want the greasiness and the smell being absorbed into this. I did put it in my coat pocket because I didn't care so much about that, but I wasn't putting it in there into the suede. So just with it being suede, untreated, when you're putting things in, be aware of that. And then finally the chain. I have been wearing this bag as a crossbody bag. It's been working great for me. And I think the chain is very pretty. I think it's like jewellery. I like when it's across me that it's very gold. I actually like the little circles on it. I think it's very pretty. Other people think it looks like something else. We're not going there on this channel. But what I do want to say to you is this chain can come apart to make this into a shorter length bag, or you can add the extra part in like I have to make it a crossbody bag. When we were in the store in Loewe in Samaritan, the sales assistant was very lovely and showed me how to use it. So I'm going to show that to you. There is on the bottom of it this little ball which hangs from the chain. You can see it has the Loewe design on it, and that is on both sides. As I say, I like it. I think it's jewellery like. I like it. I think it's decor. If you have a Connor like mind, it's going to make you giggle. But anyway, so attached to one side of the bag is this chain which does not come off. Attached to the other side of the bag is this. So if you turn the chain on its side, so it's on the thinner of the links, this will come out. And then this attachment to the bag has a little clasp, so as you can control how short or how long you want this to be. The chain has an additional section of the chain which you can insert or take out to make the bag sit as you want it to sit. So if you look at this link on the bag here, it just looks when you're wearing it like a very slightly smaller link. If you can see it, it's this one in the middle. You won't notice it as you're wearing it, but you turn these to the break in the metal on each side and it will slide out like that. So there is, if you can look at the chain, this is the part that then comes off. And if you look at this up close, you can see that edge detail on it. You can see it there where that goes in. There's one of those on the end of this circle, and there's also one on the end of this circle which is attached to the chain that is attached to the bag. You simply put those two together, so the two hollowed out sections of the circle go together, and then when you put it in, it just slides in and turns around. It's very easy to do. Once you know that there is this smaller chain and you know to look for those two hollowed out sections on the circle and to join them together and then twist it once it goes on, it is very, very easy. Once you take that off and on, that is how you control if you want this extra piece of chain in. I want the extra piece of chain in because I want to be able to wear the bag crossbody. If you don't want the extra piece of chain in, you can easily take that out and it will then allow the bag to be shorter. If I show you that, so if I take this out again and just slide this extra piece of chain off, you can see how easy that was. This is the extra insert of chain if you want your bag to either be a longer shoulder bag or to be crossbody. When you get down to the bottom of this, it happens again on this bit, and again you just go to the two hollowed out bits and slide the extra bit out. This one comes off. So you have still this little circle, and I will show you if you add that on to make it as a short bag or a shoulder bag, and this is your extra piece of chain which you don't need to add into the bag if you don't want to. Now that we have taken the extra piece of chain off, let's just add these back in together. Slip it in and turn it round, and then add this back on to any of the links. So where you have the in between section of the links, you just choose which one you want this to sit on, and then when you open up this clasp, you just add it into the length that you want it to be. And then that means you still have that little decorative piece hanging down if you want to wear this as a shoulder bag. So that's how you do it. This then sits easily on your shoulder. Sits easily on my shoulder if I wanted to wear it like this. I don't think I'll ever wear this as a shoulder bag. It's not what I bought it for, but it shows you how easy it is to do that. If you want to have it, a bag that is this length, it will easily fit under your shoulder. It would fit under my shoulder easily with a coat on, with a suit jacket on. It has a good enough depth to allow you to do that. You can, however, alter that by opening this up. If you wanted it to be very, very short, you can move that up the chain and have it. If you wanted to hand carry it, you could have it very, very short and just have that little bit of chain hanging down like that. It's very easy to do once you've been shown the two smaller little loops and the little carved out bit, and you just put them together and twist like that. It's very easy to take this in and off and either have it longer or shorter. And I think that's a good feature of it. I think it gives the bag different versatility, how you want to wear it. It makes it easy to wear it very short like this. If I was ever taking this as a hand carry, I imagine that I would have it as short as this, because I wouldn't need the extra chain to be hanging down around it. It would probably just get in the way, but it allows me to put it back on easily to wear it as a crossbody. I have added the chain back onto mine now as a crossbody, and I have been wearing this pretty long, towards its longest length, because it's been over a coat and over winter, well, autumn winter clothing. So I have mine away down close to the bottom. I think I only maybe have about 3 links on mine. No, I had a bit more than that. So I have a few links on mine, and then the chain, you just move the handle part back to where you want it to go, and it goes across you as a crossbody bag. With this handle up here sitting through the chain, so as it's on that curve of your shoulder like this, pushing down to take the weight. And every time when I tried it on in the store, if I put it on and it was round there, the sales associate would very much come over and say, no, keep this on your shoulder. This is to take this weight of this bag to make sure you can carry whatever you need in it. And I think for comfort, this is a really, really good addition. So that is my review and first impressions of this bag. I love it. I've been using it a lot. I will have tried it on to show you what it is like on me crossbody, but you do have the flexibility to change the length. That's what it's like on crossbody. Me, I'm 5'1" and I have it down towards the end. I will put everything in it to show you what it's like crossbody with that weight hanging on it. But for me, so far, a really fabulous bag. One that I'm surprised at. I think I actually made a video at one point saying I wouldn't be buying this, but now that I have it in my collection, I absolutely love it. I hope this video was helpful for you. I hope it's given you a thorough review of the Loewe Squeeze bag in the small, and also what it holds and what's in my bag. If it has been helpful in any way, please do consider giving it a thumbs up. If you haven't yet, please do consider subscribing. And if you're not done with me yet, I'm going to leave another video for you on the screen to enjoy. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for watching me. Please take care, and I will see you again in the next one.